United's class of 2011 could be the next Busby Babes.
Right, that was May 25th, 2011. Let's take a look at that Manchester United side which won the FA Youth Cup that year and see where the lads are now. Sam Johnstone. You might not remember, but Sam Johnstone was once held up as Manchester United's next great hope between the sticks. It never worked out for him. The poor lad was sentenced to 10 different loan spells before he finally took the hint. Christ above, that man probably spent his adolescence squatting in hotels. He's currently 26 and the #1 goalie at West Brom, so I mean it could be worse. Sean McGinty. Who the hell is this fella? This lad is currently 25 years old and stuck out at Partick Thistle with his CV including places like Rochdale, Halifax and Aldershot Town. He probably looks at his old buddy Paul Pogba on the TV raking in nearly $500,000 a week and wonders why the hell he's having to root through his local dumpster for a bit of lunch. Okay, I'm being far too harsh, but having excelled in the youth team, Sean McGinty, who's played youth football for Ireland, although as we all know, apparently that means all. This lad probably thought he's going to be the next Rio Ferdinand. Now he'd be doing well to be the next Darren O'Dea. Michael Keane. Finally a success story, and another fellow who's played underage football for the Republic of Ireland. And yet last week he scored a goal for England while racing off to celebrate with that fellow snake from West Ham. Keane has fashioned out a decent career for himself though. He was sold to Burnley in 2015. Within 2 years, Man United were linked with bringing him back for 30 million. Clearly that club just seemed to have a fetish for pining after what they've already chucked in the bin. But no, he got a £30 million move to Everton, and despite being part of a defence and that looks terrified of defending a damn corner kick, he's done quite well. Mikel Fornazier. I'm betting 99% of you have never heard of this man, and if you have, you must be related to him or something. He was binned off to Sampdoria in 2013, and by 2015 he was struggling to make ends meet at Pescara, a club who seemed to be making a habit of wanting to rehabilitate former Old Trafford youth prodigies. He's currently on loan at Venezia. Tom Thorpe. Look, I'm sure this fella is a lovely lad in his own right, but the next world-class defender he wasn't. After his spell in the youth team, he was loaned to Birmingham where he made 6 appearances, then sold to Rotherham where he made 8, then it was a 3-game loan to Bradford City, then a season of struggling with Bolton Wanderers. The man is currently 26 and without a club, having been released by Super League franchise Atletico del Calcata. Lads, when you're getting released by a club whose squad consists of a bunch of unknown Indians and Andre Biki, oh yes, he's still alive, it's not exactly a glowing endorsement of your skills. Ryan Tunnicliffe did end up playing for the first team, making a senior debut against Newcastle in 2012, winning his dad 10 grand after he'd stuck 100 quid on his son aged 9, with odds of 100 to 1 that he'd end up making a first team appearance for the Reds. Tunnicliffe ended up signing for Fulham in 2014, where the most notable thing he did was accuse Patrick Bamford of being a sausage boy. Now, whether or not the current lead striker is a fan of barbecues is besides the point. Tunnicliffe was fined 5 grand in order to take an educational course, which was essentially the judge's way of telling him that he was as thick as 2 planks. Anyway, he's currently playing for Millwall. GYLIANO van Velzen. Lads, how did this team end up winning that youth cup at all? This is another fellow who's just vanished from the semi-spotlight. He was essentially dumped back in Holland pretty soon, playing for Royal Antwerp, of course, FC Utrecht, FC Volendam, and now Rode JC Kerkrade. Paul Pogba. Yeah, their star. We all know what's happened to this man. After growing tired of waiting for a chance under Sir Alex Ferguson, watching Raphael and Ji-sung Park getting picked as midfield partnership ahead of him probably had him smashing his head off the kitchen counter. He signed for Juventus, won 4 league titles, started the Champions League final, and received the Golden Boy Award. He's since returned to Manchester United, dabbed like a madman, pissed off Mourinho, takes about 7 years to take a damn penalty, won the World Cup while scoring in the final. Anything else? Oh yeah, his barber must be the busiest man on the planet. RAVEL Morrison. Tipped as the future. Ferguson even said himself that he was the best youth player he'd ever seen. Things could have been so different for this lad. But no, he got himself into trouble with the law. To give you an idea, he was eventually found not guilty of threatening to chuck acid in his girlfriend's face. Oh, is that all? Could you imagine Jesse Lingard getting strung up on those charges? The only thing he'd probably be convicted for would be just annoying every human being he ever interacts with. Anyway, probably due to a lack of effort, Morrison's talent will never be realised. At the age of 26, he's currently stuck out in Sweden with Östersunds. Damn shame. Jesse Lingard. Another success story. It's mad to think Jesse Lingard is nearly 27 years old, considering the lad still acts like a 9-year-old who's just downed half a bag of Smarties. But despite a late start, Lingard has done well. He scored in the FA Cup final, scored in the World Cup, played over 100 games for the first team. Considering he was still floundering at Derby on loan at the age of 22, that is not bad at all. Will Keane. So while Michael Keane swapped Ireland for England, his brother Will is now doing the opposite. Having played every underage 11 for England, he's now trying to switch to play for the Republic of Ireland. Is it because he's suddenly seen the light and realised he actually feels far more connected to the Irish? Nah, it's probably due to the fact that he's currently 26 years old and spending his peak years stuck on loan at Ipswich Town, unable to even get a kick at parent club Hull City. Yay, sign him up quick, please.